playing time this season?
Yeah, he's going to struggle, Christian Pulisic, because you're right, Danny. He's got no rhythm. He's not starting too many games. So it almost as a player, it puts you under pressure to have that like worldy, outstanding game where you're going to say to the manager, look, this is what I can do. So therefore, you put more pressure on yourself to try and have that like immaculate game, which very rarely happens unless you're a superstar player. So it's almost a case of he needs to have Graham Potter's backing for the manager to turn around and say, like, relax, like, don't worry, we know you're a good player. The trouble is with Chelsea and their squad is he's going to find it very difficult just to churn out, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 games on the spin. It's probably not going to happen. So therefore, it makes his job a little bit harder, but only he can do that. He's in control of that, Dan. What he's got to do when he plays like he did today is force the manager's hand and say, listen, my performances are that good, you're not going to drop me. So it's a hard job for him because, as I said, you can't get the rhythm.
Are they more entertaining to watch, Shaq, Chelsea these days?
No, I don't think so at all. As I said, I thought the first 45 was decidedly poor. I'll be really honest with you. I thought Mason Mount was very good. Kai Havertz scores just before halftime. I can barely remember Havertz touching the ball before that. The second half was very different, and they did play up with a whole lot more confidence, a whole lot more open. But I also had to take the opposition into account here. I think Wolves are a desperately poor side, still without an appointed manager, and it showed.
Do you agree, Don? Chelsea maybe not as entertaining as fans would want to see at the moment still?
Yeah, I think it's early days, but I think when you've seen the fixture list come out this weekend and you see it's Chelsea versus Wolves, and Wolves can make any game sort of super boring. They're not a particularly good side to play against. They're not particularly open. They're not particularly offensive. They don't score goals. So you're thinking if you're Graham Potter, you pick a side. You want to try and play entertaining football. You can't really knock what they've done in the last couple of games. Beating Milan quite comfortably. Then you turn over Wolves 3 today. So they are a little bit more offensive. And the manager's only been there 5 minutes.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.